So some of what I hope to do in my talk today is I'll talk a little bit about my art, but I'm really hoping that I can talk with you about your vision for what we need to do together as artists who are trying to think past these frontiers of violence. So for me, when I begin to talk about these things, it's a medicine, it's a type of ceremony, because too often violence breaks meaning, and we don't have the ability to be able to think about not only what we've survived, but what we want to thrive into. And so for me, whatever form of art that I've done, I always ask these three questions, and I want to see if these questions resonate with you when we get to the question and answer period. So the first question is, what does it mean to be a dreamer at the end of the world? And for me, when you are tender, when you are shy, when you are introverted, when you are troubled of the things around you, we often forget that dreamers are often the first to go in cultures of violence. But dreamers are always the ones that have the solutions. And so in many ways, as artists, we have to struggle to be vulnerable in this unprecedented time, but we also have to hold on to our ability to dream. And so this is one question that I always struggle and think through as I think about my work. I also think about why at this moment do we need a socially engaged practice of speculative making? And you know, there's a lot of people who started to use the term socially engaged art. You know, those of us who are community organizers that were also artists have been making this kind of art for a long time. And our ancestors, of course, this is how they thrived in the face of colonization, Brahmanism, and white supremacy. And yet, I think that as we see more and more artists thinking about socially engaged practice as a viable and, in fact, a contrary alternative to simple fine arts practice, I think we have to ask ourselves, what does making itself do as an inquiry when we are told we no longer can dream?